So today we're going over how to become a confident closer. And how the hell do we do this? How do we go from people pleasing into closing in a way that actually feels aligned to who we are, that actually feels genuine, that doesn't feel fake, it's not bullshit, that we can actually own our voice and get people to buy from us and we don't lose people. I don't know about you, but sometimes it can be really scary to have an uncomfortable conversation, or we feel the need to be nice in terms of like, oh, I'll get back to you later. And you're like, okay, bye. And you like hope and pray that they'll get back to you because you're raised to be polite and stuff. And they never get back to you. And then you're confused between how do I close in a way that's not pushy? And how do I make money and also own my voice? So we're going to go into that today. Drop below what industry you're selling in, just so I can make it actually relevant to you, just so I can actually make it supportive. And let me make sure that I'm tagging this into the Facebook group. If you're not in our Facebook group, it is called Women in Sales. I think the link is in my bio if you want to get access to that. Dun, 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 dun. All right, here, let me add this to the top. Boom. Here we go, everyone. All right, so whenever we do trainings like this, like if you can get out like a notebook and actually take some notes, it's going to help you. Traditionally, or not traditionally, my goodness, I love words. Scientifically, you actually retain 15% more if you are taking notes. So just a little suggestion if you want to retain some of this. All right, what the hell is people pleasing? People pleasing is when you are over apologizing. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Or the fear of rejection. So you're afraid of being rejected. Or if you're avoiding conflict. Okay. These are the signs of somebody that's people pleasing. And how it shows up in sales is when you're over explaining something, or when you're avoiding the close, avoiding uncomfortable conversations, when you start discounting. Oh, let me see if I can get a deal done for you, right? Now, again, it depends on your industry. There's other people that maybe it would be a little appropriate, like maybe say like the car industry, you're trying to see if you can get something done for them if they're asking, even though I wouldn't go into that if you don't have to. But there's other industries like high ticket where, you know, if you go down in price, it could possibly come out of your commission. So why the hell are you trying to offer a discount, especially when it's not your company? We want to make sure that we're not offering discounts because we want somebody to go all in. We want somebody to buy with the intention of making a change, with the intention of getting the outcome that they want. So technically, if you gave them some type of discount, it would actually be hurting your prospect because they want to be uncomfortable enough for them to make that change. Okay. Another thing that could happen is the over explaining of how you do something and why you do something. You don't need to do that. Hey, let's go. Somebody just said, started watching your videos and my close rate increased. I love that. Hell yeah. Let's freaking go. I'm glad. I'm really glad it helps. It's like my midday. I had a lot of coffee. So can y'all tell? I'm like, okay. Dear God. All right. Where does the root of people pleasing come from? So you have to realize, first of all, that all of your shit from your life shows up in the way that you have conversations every single day. Every single person that you interact with has a bias. They have a perception of life, right? And that's coming from where they grew up, how they grew up, what influenced them, and most importantly, the traumatic events that they've gone through. Okay. So typically, people pleasing comes from a lot of childhood patterns. Your brain, the way that it works, has a lot to do with how your brain developed as a child and what was around you and how you perceived love and how you got love. And some of us were not so lucky and didn't get the love that we were craving from our parents. And so we have this fear of judgment, or we have this fear of not being enough. And so then we go into this people-pleasing thing of trying to get people to like us because we feel unworthy. I don't know if this goes with anybody. And then all of a sudden it shows up in these calls and you're like overly trying to get somebody to feel like you're on their team and therefore they are taking advantage of you, and then they don't buy from you. So these tendencies, okay, number one, they impact your money. So it's really important that we notice when we're doing this, because first of all, it's not serving you. And I don't know about you, but the reason why I got into sales was to take care of my daughter. I was a single mom. I needed to take care of her. And if you're in a place where you're selling and you're working because you're trying to take care of your family, it's really important that we're realizing what's not working so that we can fix that, so that you can really show up in a powerful way and make sure that you're making the money for your family so that you can enjoy your life, which is the whole point, right? Enjoying your life. And then the second thing is that we want to make sure that you're doing it in a way that feels authentic. Because if you're selling or you're going into a sales process and you're pretending to be somebody that you're not, or you're doing it in a way that feels icky, where you're like, hey, my boss or whatever is telling me that I need to be a little bit more pushy, or I need to be a little bit more stern, it makes you feel really uncomfortable. Well, eventually you're going to burn out because you're doing something that you don't like, or eventually you're going to self-sabotage and not do it because it feels out of alignment. Okay. So it's really important that you are doing this in a way that it's not impacting your self-worth. And if we can work on you and we can sell in a way that is more natural, in a way that is not pushy, and you still own your boundaries, you're going to see a lot more success in your life, and you're going to see a lot more money, and you're going to be a lot more happy. But at the end of the day, it starts with you. So I want you to write this down. Shift your mindset. Okay. We have to redefine who you are. We have to redefine your value here. This morning, I was reading a book called Personality Isn't Permanent. Really good. And it's about the psychologist, and they are basically talking about how your personality isn't real. Your personality came from your life, how you grew up, who was around you, what influenced you. And if you believe you're a certain way, you're going to be limited on what's possible for you in your life. So if you're wanting to be more confident, or if you're wanting to be more grounded or more peaceful or more kind or more compassionate or more playful, like those things can be learned traits, and you can train yourself and train your body to have that be a part of your personality and who you are. Just like if you are having a personality trait that is like shy, or that is sad all the time, or that is afraid, or that is fear-based, you can train that personality trait to not be there so that you can be a more powerful version of yourself. At the end of the day, it's what the hell do you want? Who do you want to be? Because if there's a part of you that you don't like, it is up to you to change it. There's no magical fairy or fairy godmother that's going to come down with a glass slipper that's like, hey, darling, what do you want? Let me give you a dress. Like, it's not that way. You're your own fairy, right? And we have to realize that your power is within you and make those changes. Now, it sounds really great. Therefore, how the hell do we do that? So I'm going to give you some step-by-steps of how to actually do that so that you can step into shifting your mindset, shifting your self-worth, and be more powerful, and stop being a people pleaser and be more confident in your ability to close. Okay. Number one, you have to understand why you deserve success and respect in every conversation. Why do you deserve respect here? Why do you deserve to have somebody treat you seriously? And number one, it's because you are willing to do the work. Okay. You're showing up and you are practicing your skill set and you're working hard. Like, you have to give yourself some damn credit. We give ourselves not enough credit. You are doing the damn thing. Be proud of yourself. You're showing up even on the days where you don't feel like it. You're working hard to take care of your family, even on the days you're tired, even on the days where like you're having something going on in your life, and you're still showing up. So like, first of all, commend yourself. If every single day before you go to bed, now what I'm going to tell you is going to be really easy to do, but it's also really easy not to do. So you can do these things that's going to help you, or you cannot do those things and still have the problems that you're having. So one thing to increase your value within yourself is to start praising yourself for what you've done. So before you go to bed, if you can find 3 things that you're proud of yourself for, and at least like write them down or acknowledge them within yourself, you will notice that you will find that you will start trusting yourself more and start acknowledging your value within yourself more, because you're finding small things every single day that you're proud of yourself. Like, hey, today I told myself I was going to do this. I did it. Today, I didn't really feel like filming that video. I did it. You know, today, not really wearing makeup, probably need to take a shower, but I'm showing up on thing anyways. Proud of myself, right? And finding that every day, you'll notice more and more that you will say, hey, I'm valuable. Hey, I'm doing the damn thing. The second thing that you can do is starting to speak life into yourself. Got to do the inner work, okay? If you're not doing the inner work and you're just going day by day and hoping that you have a great day, it's a recipe for disaster. If I wake up today and I'm like, well, I hope that it works out well today, hope I have a great day, and there's no tools to prepare my mind, my body, my soul for the day that's about to come, if something happens or it hits me in the face, man, and I'm going to be like, my whole day is going to be ruined for this one thing because I'm not prepared. How am I ever going to be successful? You got to prepare your mind, your heart, your soul for the day and have tools in your tool belt for when something goes wrong. So in the morning, if you have a good morning routine, right? Now, do you have to have a morning routine to be successful? No. But if there's something that helps you, then you want to do it. So like my morning routine, got up, went to the gym, have a moment with myself, prayed, right? And just took some time to work on me so that I can be more grounded for the day when it happens. Also, if I have a moment where I feel emotional or a moment where I feel sad or something happens that wasn't the way that I wanted to happen, what can I do in those moments so I can get myself grounded and back on track so I can stay grounded and confident throughout my day? Okay, so today I had a moment that happened. So I went to the water, took care of myself, right? I went and sat in the water, had a little good cry, took a moment, breathed, right? Did some breath work, did a meditation, finally got back to myself, and then I went back to work. Now, why is this really important? Because let's say that I didn't do that stuff and now I'm on a sales call and now somebody's giving me a hard time and I just like, I'm not even taking care of myself right now. So now I go back into people pleasing and I'm like, sure, you want to take a little bit. Like, I just don't have the energy to, go against what they're saying right now. So it's fine. I'll talk to you the next time that you want to talk to me. And then you lose a sale. So you have to realize that if you are not taking care of yourself first, you're going to be at a loss. If I'm not taking care of me and I'm not influencing myself and I'm not leading myself, how the hell am I going to lead anybody else? Affirmations are great. Mirror work is great. Visualization is great. If you can take time and just believe in yourself and like really sit and think about this, like imagine yourself as somebody who is confident, as somebody who has the ability to close every time that they're on a call. What do they look like? What do they sound like? How do they hold their body? What do they feel like inside? Do they doubt themselves? Do they feel powerful? Do they feel strong? Okay, amazing. I'm going to write it out and I'm going to start speaking life over myself. When I started in sales, I sucked royally. I was so bad, like so awkward. I sweated all the time and I felt weird. I horrifically stuttered. I had no idea what I was doing. I felt like I was a loser every single day. I thought I was going to get fired. And what I did is I had to start convincing myself that I was way better. I had to convince myself that I had the ability, convince myself that this came naturally to me. So what did I do? I wrote out an affirmation for myself and I started saying it to myself every single day. So let me see. I am enough. Right. This was the one that I did. This was the affirmation that I wrote out for myself, that I taught myself, and I said every single day, every single morning in my first B2B sales job. I wrote, I now command my subconscious mind to step up. I am influential everywhere that I go. I breathe success. People are drawn to me. God's favor flows in my life. I'm wise, way beyond my years. I love others fully and wholeheartedly. I'm the queen of sales. I find new clients easily and they want to work with me. I enjoy what I do. I'm relaxed when I speak and I'm passionate at the same time. I speak clearly and directly with absolute certainty and purpose, for I am the absolute best choice. And I would say this to myself every single day. Now, here is the trick. Okay. The trick is that every single time that you feel like you're doubting yourself, every single time where you notice on a call that you were a little people pleasing, that you didn't own your boundaries, that you didn't own your voice, that you let somebody walk all over you just a little bit. Every single time this happens, you have to clean it up with yourself. So let's say that a situation happened. I got off a call. I just let them go. And I'm feeling guilty about it. I'm feeling bad. Instead of me sitting in the guilt, I'm going to walk up to the mirror and I'm going to say this affirmation to myself. Okay. And I'm going to say it with my full body, all my emotion. I'm going to talk directly to myself. I'm going to say it. And every single time throughout the rest of the day, when I start to doubt myself, I'm going to go and I'm going to say that affirmation again. I now command my subconscious mind to step up. I'm influential everywhere that I go. I breathe success. People are drawn to me. God's favor flows in my life. I am wise, way beyond my years. I love others fully and wholeheartedly. I am the queen of sales. I find new clients easily. They want to work with me. I enjoy what I do. I'm relaxed when I speak and I'm passionate at the same time. I speak clearly and directly with absolute certainty and purpose, for I am the absolute best choice. This is how you build unshakable confidence, because there's levels of cognitive learning and you have to understand how your brain works. Your brain doesn't believe this because the repetition is the mastery of skill and you haven't done this repetitively enough to where you believe it. I want you to start doing this to where you can program your subconscious mind to believing in yourself. And if you just let day by day go by and you don't do the work and you don't start really telling yourself who you are and changing this part of your personality, you're just going to be in Groundhog Day. You're going to do the same thing every day. Another situation is going to come up. Another thing's going to test you. And you're going to go back into your old patterns. Like you have years of conditioning from your childhood that led you to have this issue. So do not think that maybe it's going to cause a little bit more time, a little bit more uncomfortability that you're used to in order to change this programming in your brain so that you believe in your ability and your confidence levels. You're going to have to do some inner work, right? Now, another thing is you got to release the need for approval. If you're in a sales call and you're worried about what somebody's thinking about you, and you're worried about, hey, do they like me? Do they not like me? I hope I do a good job, blah, blah, blah. You're worried about yourself. And unfortunately, sales is not about you. Sales is about the other person. It's about helping them. It's about being in a place where you're more concerned for the consequences for your prospect. If they don't do anything about you, then you're concerned about how somebody perceives you. Now, do I want to be a complete ass and make a fool of myself and be rude just because I don't care about how someone perceives me? Absolutely not. Like, you want to be intelligent here. We still want to make sure this other person feels like we care about them. And if you come in strong and really pushy and really pressuring, they feel like you only care about yourself. It seems like you only care about making the sale. So we don't want to do that. We want to have this fine line. I call it like your big sister, big brother energy, right? You got to put on that big sister hat or the big brother hat, the mom hat, the dad hat, and be willing to have an uncomfortable conversation because you care about your prospects' consequences if they don't move forward with you today. And you have to realize that any objection that they give you, anything that's not an absolute yes, is a concern that they have. And if they're telling you something about how they're not going to move forward, it's your job to change their perception. The concern that they're either telling you or a hidden concern that they haven't told you yet. And it's your job as a salesperson to figure out what the hell that concern is, to change their way they're seeing this and get them to think in a different perspective and realize that there would be consequences if they don't move forward, and get them to really feel that so that they want to make a change. Humans hate changing. That's why sales is one of the most lucrative jobs in the whole entire world, and it also can be one of the least lucrative, because really great salespeople know understand psychology and they understand how to get somebody to change their perspective and want to change how they think about things. And that takes patience from you. And that takes dedication to acquire this skill. And if you're not doing the internal work on yourself at the same time and believing in yourself and holding space for yourself, you are just being mean to you, right? Like, this is the only profession that doesn't require some crazy degree. Like, could you imagine if I was like, hey, you know what, tomorrow I want to be an engineer. Please give me the contract for that bridge. I'm going to watch a few YouTube videos. I'm going to know how to build this bridge. Don't worry about it. Like, I got it. Like, no one's ever going to give me that contract. And yet for some reason you believe, or some people believe, not you, obviously, right? That you can watch a few YouTube videos online and figure out this thing called sales and just go into it. No, like, it doesn't work like that. There's years and years of training. It's really simple to do, but yet it's tedious. To get somebody to learn how to change your perspective, you first got to learn how to change your own perspective. And if you're going throughout the day and you have negative thoughts in your brain, you still haven't learned how to change your own perspective, because you're not in charge of you right now. You're letting the world be in charge of you. You're letting life be in charge of you. You're letting your past be in charge of you. It is your absolute responsibility to stay in a positive mindset, to stay in a good space all day long, regardless of what the hell happens to you in your life. And I know that's hard and I know that sucks. But if you can do that and you can really learn how to lead yourself, you're going to be in a way better place to lead and influence somebody else, because you've already learned how to do it on you. Okay. Reframing rejection. You have to reframe yourself and realize if somebody says no to you, it's just a learning step for yourself. It's just, ooh, there's something else I get to learn here. Oh, what a worthy opponent. Oh, there's something else that I could step into. There's some other place where I can grow, right? If you're giving yourself a really hard time, like there's no opportunity for growth, and you're going to be emotionally down on yourself and not able to see a new opportunity for you. And you got to celebrate your progress. Every time that you get a little win, every time that you held your ground, every time that you challenge something and you were able to get somebody to see a new perspective, like, you got to win. Like, celebrate those little wins so that you can feel good about yourself and feel good about what you're doing. All right. Last thing is that we want to let go of the people pleasing for good and step into a new sales identity, right? I want you to walk into every single conversation that you have with certainty, authenticity, and power. How do I do that? By doing some type of visualization or some type of affirmation for yourself before you step into a call. Before every single call, I used to pray. I used to like jump up and down. I used to talk in the mirror and tell myself how amazing I am. And why? Because you have to realize when you're on a sales call, or you're in person, or you're at the door, or you are on Zoom, wherever you're at, you are transferring your energy to them. That's how you're influencing, just like I'm transferring my energy to you right now. And if you're not in a place where you are in a good mindset or you have good energy, what are you transferring? Not so great energy, right? And if you're not 100% certain in you, the other people have way easier time influencing you. And this is why a lot of people are selling you on the objections that they have, rather than you selling them on whatever it is that you're selling. So what I would do if I were you, just a little suggestion, is have some type of guided visualization with yourself, really seeing yourself as a confident closer in action. And take time today, like really think about it. Like, what do you wear? What do you look like? What do you feel like in your body? What does it sound like when you talk to somebody? And write out some type of affirmation that you could say for yourself. A really great thing to start off with is, I now command myself, or I command my subconscious mind, and write out whatever the hell you want for yourself. Remember, you are the person that's in control of your life. You are designing this thing. So why don't we get in the driver's seat and write it out the way that we want it to? Now, of course, your body and yourself is going to feel a little silly when you first start this, because your nervous system doesn't believe in what's possible for you. However, if you do it over and over and over, and every single time you feel that doubt, you go do it again, you'll be really surprised at how easy it is for you to step into a new identity of who you can become. I am worthy, right? I'm capable. I'm confident in every conversation. Like, whatever you need to say to yourself in order for you to really step into what's next, there's so much here for you, right? It's just your willingness to do it. Because the things that are easy to do are so easy not to do. And if you feel like this really supported you, I want you, we have another training that we just did. It's so good. What do they have to comment on my thing? What was the comment for the YouTube 2025? Okay, perfect. If you go to any of my reels right now on Instagram and you comment 2025, my team will send you a YouTube training that I just did on how to like map out every area of your life and really how to step into 2025 as the absolute best version of yourself. It's so good. So just comment 2025 on any of my reels. You can get access to that. And then if you haven't got on a call with our team, so if you're closing right now and you're in sales, whatever industry you're in, and you're still feeling like, man, there's something holding me back. It could be a skill set. It could be a mindset. I don't know. We have to get on a call and come up with some type of strategy to kind of figure out what we can do to make sure that you are really having this be the best year you've ever had. Like, it's up to you, right? Like, you are the person that holds you back, unfortunately. I want you to message me, DM me, any questions you have, message me strategy if you want to get on a call with our team to see how we can help you. If you need a training, just message me what you need. Like, our team is here. Like, we're here to help you get to the next level. It's up to you to ask for it and to feel worthy enough to ask for what you need so that we can be here to support you. Anyways, I hope that this was helpful. I really hope that this was helpful. I will see you next time. Love you guys. Bye, everyone. And I don't know how to finish this here. Bye, guys. If you have any questions, you can drop them below.